Welcome to this CodeGlide Fusion Mashup demonstration. In this tutorial we will learn how to use a web service to obtain information about companies. First we'll access the web service located in the site SoomInfo. Let's obtain the information about the companies. To access this web service we have created a mashup with accesses the web service via REST and returns the obtained information. So we'll first configure an input with the domain of the company we want to obtain information and indicate this input as mandatory. Then the data of this input will be sent to the mashup that accesses the web service. To do this we place our mashup and we connect the input to it. We can enter a domain in order to test the web service. Now we can see the obtained information. Next we'll use a transformation to obtain the data in a specific format. These are all the fields that were detected automatically by the transformation. We can delete them to enter the ones we are interested in. We will first select the country of the company. Then the state. The city. The zip code. The street. And the telephone number. Now we test the mashup. Here we can see the results in the format of a tree or a grid. Next we will indicate a name for the mashup and save it. Now we will create a second mashup that will use the mashup we have just created. We will access data from a database already created. We place a SQL reader and configure it with a connection string for the server. username and password. And we obtain the data from the database. We can observe the data we have obtained. Now we will iterate over each of these items. This is the format in which we obtain the information. We are only interested in the domain. So we'll use an extractor and configure it to obtain from each row the domain. We can now test and see the data we have obtained. Now, this result will be fed to the mashup we created earlier. We use this data to feed the domain. And we can now close the for each. Now we can test the mashup. And to finish, we save the mashup under a name we can specify in the properties window.